Hey lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Today we're going to be talking about Nell Fletcher and what she said about Melody being just as bad as Martell. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post or go live. And everyone, please like, share, and don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Now let's get into today's video. So Chris and Nell Fletcher did an interview with Crystal XOXO, shout out to her. And during the interview, what they kept talking about was like how they wanted to, like they were sharing different secrets to a healthy marriage. And they talked about how their marriage has lasted 30 years and we're basically sharing their gems, right? But when they were asked about what they think about the Martell and Melody situation, Nell said that it gets draining and that since they're like family to her, she gets mad at both of them because they don't listen. She said that Melody is just as hard-headed and stubborn as Martell, and at the time he was arrested, she didn't know why he was arrested, and that the fact that he had the kids with him, she didn't like that. Now let's break it down because she said a lot of things and I just want us to get into every single thing that she said. So she talked about the fact that it's draining. Now this is something that I would be honest, I can agree with her on. It is draining to watch. You guys know we've covered this in one of or a few of our videos now where we talk about how draining the storyline is getting because it is just so heavy. And honestly, for reality TV, we like things that are a little bit of an escape. Like it is reality, but it's a little bit of an escape. It's a balanced show and nothing too dark. But it feels like now with this show, it's moved so far gone now that it's so dark and it's like just so extreme, which I just think like it's heavy on the viewers. Me as a viewer, I find it very heavy. So I will agree that it does get draining. But at the end of the day, this is these people's real life, right? And so if they're doing a show about them, of course they're going to show that. Now, you guys already know my views about how Martell shouldn't be on the show, so I'm not going to go back into that because I feel like if Martell was removed from the show, then at least we're not going to get that draining storyline that we're currently getting. And instead, it will be more of a balanced perspective. But since he's there, it is going to be draining, right? Now, she did say they're both like family to her. My question is, how do you continue to address Martell as family when Martell does what he wants to do? He disrespects your house. He disrespects your family. Think about it. Last season, we saw Martell get really angry at Mel, practically get in her face, and I felt like Chris should have stepped in and didn't. I didn't appreciate that. You're not protecting your wife, but for her to still be taking him as family, I'm sorry, if anybody steps in my face like that, they are not going to be my family. There is no way I'm going to be claiming and addressing them as such. That's even on a personal level. And then you now take it to the point of like trying to put out revenge P on another woman. I'm sorry, there is no way I can continue to address and take that man as my family, especially when he's behaving in a way that is obviously unhinged. Now, I wouldn't, of course, if I was Nell, I wouldn't say to Nell, okay, you can't be friends with him no more, to Chris. But at the same time, I would expect that Chris to use his common sense and to think, okay, anyone that is behaving like this, I shouldn't have them tightly around me. Now, let's not forget that Martell is the one pushing this rumor about Nell being a side chick. He practically called her a side chick. And this is the one you're literally rooting for and like defending, talking about protect black men. And this man cannot even protect a black woman, cannot even protect you. That you're the person that is referring to him as family, he don't even see you as family. Yet you're continuously protecting him. And I just think it's ridiculous, right? Now, if she's saying she gets mad at both of them, that's fair enough. Those are your so-called family. I get that. But then she got me at where she was like, oh, because they don't listen. Do you know what I think bothers me so much, right? What bothers me is, you know, when you get in an argument with somebody or someone disrespects you, you respond. And then, right, let me even give an example. You don't even escalate it to that extent. All you do is respond and protect yourself, right? And then somehow people come when they are relaying the conversation and they're like, oh, you both need to sort it out, or you both were so angry. No, this person came at me and I defended myself, or you both were fighting. No, you came at me and I defended myself. I hate when they bring it as a you both thing. No, this person was out of line and I defended myself. So let's not act like we were out here fighting. No. Fighting means we're both on equal footing. We're both giving fire for fire. I just feel like it gives responsibility on both parties, which I don't think is fair in certain situations. So for instance, in this revenge piece situation, Melody has never threatened to release anything out in the public about Martell. She hasn't. So it's not fire for fire. It's not on the same grounds. So for you to be like, oh, she's as hard-headed and as stubborn as Martell, I don't think that's fair, because if she was, maybe there's something that she would have against Martell and say, I'm gonna post it, and then we would say, okay, they're on equal footing. But no, she has not done that. So it's unfair that someone that claims that this is their family can be perpetuating such a thing, and for you to basically insinuate that Melody is just as bad as Martell is mind-boggling to me. We've seen the madness that Martell has done. Melody has never gone to that level, not even close. So when you come out publicly and say certain things, it is very disappointing, it is ridiculous, it is stupid, and it's not something that a friend does. A friend protects you. A friend is not going to be out here trying to put you in the same bracket as a known abuser. Your friend is just not going to do that. So I personally don't think that Nell is Melody's friend. And I hope, Melody, wherever you are, sis, I hope you're listening. I hope you're watching. I hope you're taking notes. This woman ain't your friend. And that's just what that is. Because the fact that Martell got arrested, instead of her to say, yo, let me pick up my phone and speak to the good sis before I start talking about the situation to people. If something happened to my friend and I saw it on social media, I'm calling her straight away. If she does not pick up, I'm popping up. I'm showing up to check in on her and be like, sis, you good? What is happening? Right? Now, even if there are restrictions based on filming and all that kind of stuff, that doesn't mean I'm not going to send her a text and say, hey sis, I saw what's happening. I don't know the ins and outs. I know we're going to talk about it soon. I love you. I hope you're good. Just checking in. That is the right thing to do if that's your friend. But instead, it's given, you left it, you could not be bothered, and then you were having a conversation with Stormy when you are talking about how you feel like protect black men. Where is the protection for black women? And how do you protect a black woman when the person on the other end is a black man? So you're saying to me that if someone went and tried to AB your daughter, are you going to be like, and he's a black man, are you going to be like, oh, I don't believe in putting black men in jail? What are you talking about, sis? It's like, think about it. I know it's so annoying that sometimes you have to like try and bring people to think about it by saying, oh, think about it from the perspective of your family, your sister, or your mom, or your daughter. We shouldn't have to do those things. You should just think and know that some things are not right, regardless of who is involved. Now, I also want to talk about Chris for a second. He said something that really annoyed me, and I just really want to address it. So, Chris was asked about his perspective on the revenge piece situation, and being that children can have access to it. Can you believe this man said Martell is very reactive? Let's hold on for a second. Some people might think, yeah, what's wrong with that? What does it mean to be reactive? It means you act in response to a situation rather than creating or controlling it. So you're not a proactive person, so you wouldn't start it, but you finish it, basically. That's what that means, right? So you're always responding to a situation you didn't create. Now, let's think about that for a second. Who seems reactive between Melody and Martell? If anything, it's Melody. Melody does not start none, but once you start it, she will finish it, right? However, Martell, on the other hand, creates these situations. So for some person to say that Martell is very reactive is insane to me, unless he does not know what reactive means. But I feel like you must do. Because why did you use that word if you didn't know what it means? So this is another way of not holding this man accountable. Instead, you're making more excuses for him, talking about he's reactive. Chris also said that Martell doesn't really think, so he doesn't see him as a smart guy. Completely agree with that. And he hopes that Martell didn't go through with it. After thinking about it, he just hopes he just reacted on it. Here is the thing. He didn't just react on it. And you guys know enough to know that he did act on it. To send a message is acting on it. For the side chick to be going around in these streets talking about she saw it and sent it to people, that means that he went through with it. Like, are people slow or are they just choosing to be slow? I vote for they're just choosing to be slow because they refuse and do not want to make Martell or hold Martell accountable. It's really ridiculous. It's very disappointing that these people, you're old enough to know better, yet you are choosing not to hold this man accountable and instead make excuses for him. Now, he goes on to say he doesn't like that Melody puts out a warrant for him to have him arrested. First of all, sir, she did not put a warrant out. She went and reported it and the police did what they needed to do. Like, why are we acting like this woman has the authority to be like, ooh, warrants. Let's put a warrant out. Like, that's not what happened. She's allowed to report it to the authorities and they can take whatever steps they feel is necessary in this case, which is exactly what they did. So I don't like how people are acting like she went out there and was like, can I have a warrant for his arrest? Of course she did not do that. That's not how it works. So the way people are acting very slow is mind-boggling to me. Now, he does also say that he doesn't have an opinion on what should have been done or, what she should have done. That's only up to her. Well, you just did. You had an opinion by saying you didn't like it. That's your opinion. So for you to then try to clean it up and say you don't really have an opinion, it's not true. Because your opinion is that she shouldn't have done that. So you might as well stand in the truth of what you have said, sir. He did also say that he doesn't know when the mechanism in Martell's head is going to click for him to say enough is enough, be a wonderful father, and just be that. First of all, there is no chance that Martell is a wonderful father, in my opinion, because how are you a wonderful father when you've done some of these crazy things that you have done? Unless you turn a new leaf and repent, no, you are not a wonderful father. A wonderful father does not behave the way Martell has behaved. And yes, he's right. It still has not clicked that enough is enough, which means there are some things that need to happen for it to click, i.e. conviction, i.e. holding him accountable. The reason it has not clicked for Martell, if you guys want to know, is because all of you around him, including his mother, do not hold him accountable. You guys let him get away with all sorts of nonsense, and then you're like, oh, no, I feel bad. Oh, no, it's reactive. No. He should stand in what he has done and encounter the consequences, receive the consequences of your actions. Maybe then you will get somewhere where he would finally feel like enough is enough. But for now, he's not going to feel like enough is enough. Now, they did also ask him about Lexi. He said nothing has changed and that some of what she said was true and transparent, but she threw some puff in there. And they don't speak to each other. These things take time. I guess we'll see how that pans out or plays out on the show this season, if at all. Now, I personally, if I was Mel, I would be watching these people with side eyes because it's not giving people that are your friends. It's giving twerking on the fence. fence. It's given you can't stand in the truth of what things are and hold certain people accountable. And that's just never ever going to be cool. But anyways, that is all I have to talk to you guys about today. Don't forget to like, share, hit that subscribe button, tap that bell button right next to it so you know every single time that I post. And everyone, please let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.